Good afternoon, everybody. That's right. It's your boy Roy will be Roy coming back at you with some video commentary from the lovely Las Vegas, Nevada. Time is currently 12:45 in the PMs, and I think we're around 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Might be more, definitely not less. But remember, we're not in Canada. We don't do Celsius, but if you're in Canada, you'd be hot. All right. When you make these videos, it's like sometimes you're just dealing with children or people that just don't have fucking common sense or they don't live in the fucking reality of life or the real world. I saw a video today. Yeah, as an Uber and Lyft driver or a person in general, we're not even going to say Uber and Lyft driver because this is something that affects everybody on the same level. Yeah, unfortunately, nobody wants to see somebody get beat up and hurt really bad. Nobody wants to see that, unless you're into that kind of shit. Nobody wants to see that. Yes, it's an unfortunate incident that we, as people and human beings, have to deal with crime on a daily basis. Okay? It's all around us. It's everywhere. Crime is crime. We all have to deal with crime. But this is my thing. When people come on here and they keep pushing this whole agenda about Uber and Lyft, Uber and Lyft, Uber and Lyft, I want somebody in my comment section, or even when I do my next live stream, that has the nuts to stand up and come on here and speak this shit. Give actually explain it to me and my other viewers. What in the fuck makes you think that Uber and Lyft drivers are somehow fucking immune to the criminal acts that all Americans have to deal with on a daily basis? Come on here and explain that to me. What makes you think that Uber and Lyft drivers are somehow supposed to be immune to this when we all deal with it on a daily basis? You can type in Google crimes for whatever day it would be. You'll see all kinds of crimes. Multiple people, not just Uber and Lyft drivers, which probably is more rare than, let's say, a convenience clerk getting beat up or robbed or shot, or somebody in Chicago getting shot when there's 80 people shot every weekend that aren't Uber and Lyft drivers. So please, if you got the balls, to put your position on here, please come on in here. What makes you think that Uber and Lyft drivers are somehow supposed to be immune to daily crime that the rest of society has to deal with, that you feel Uber and Lyft drivers shouldn't have to deal with? Okay, and we're just going to go on your whole background situation. Oh, let's do background checks. Once again, do some research. You will see that 70 million adults in the United States have a criminal record. That's 1 out of every 3 adults that has a criminal record. So you come on here and you're already bitching about, oh, Uber and Lyft, we can't make no money. We can't make no money. There's no customers, or they're not paying enough, or blah, blah, blah. So now, let's say you do your background checks. You done wiped out 1/3 of your income. So you want to bitch now? You're going to bitch more. So you're going to get rid of 1/3 of your income for what? Because you're scared that you might get hurt in a job that where taxi drivers have been doing for what? Probably over 50, 60 years. They have to deal with it. Who still deal with it. They have all the amenities and protections given to them, and they still deal with it. So, maybe y'all need to wake the fuck up. Quit living in your little utopia world you think you're fucking entitled to, or you live in. Or because maybe you're so sheltered and you've never had to deal with crime. But what's even worse is some of these people that come on here have dealt with crime in their life, and they've dealt with these situations, and they still act like somehow Uber and Lyft drivers are fucking immune to this, and they shouldn't have to be put through all this. Well, if you're this worried about Uber and Lyft drivers, why don't you go on a crusade for all crime? Quit just fighting Uber drivers. Why don't you pick up your fucking your high horse or whatever? I don't even know what you would call it. And do it for convenience store drivers. Do it for anybody that's affected by crime, not just Uber and Lyft drivers. Because the chances of you being hurt in Uber and Lyft are a lot less than fucking 20 other different professions that fall way before Uber and Lyft, that are more dangerous jobs. So, once again, if somebody can come on here, make me a comment, and explain to me what makes you think Uber and Lyft drivers are somehow fucking immune to violent crime that everybody else has to deal with on a daily basis, please explain that to me. And get out of this fucking utopia world that you live in that think a crime never happens, or because I drive Uber and Lyft, crime should never happen. Second of all, come up with more realistic mindsets. Background checks, they're not going to work. Probably well over 70% of these people that get attacked in Ubers are already been background checked. You got drivers that attack customers on a regular basis. They've been background checked. That's why they're driving Uber and Lyft. Never stopped them. You have multiple people on here that have high professions, that have been no criminal record at all, that snap one day and next thing you know, they're beating up on an Uber driver. It happens. It's called crime. It's called crime. It's just crime, period. So a background check means dick. Background checks mean nothing when it comes to people committing crimes. There's probably 60, maybe 50% of the people in prison that may have never even had a criminal history prior to killing their wife, killing their kids, robbing somebody. So your background checks, that ain't gonna do dick. So, you know, come up with a real solution besides pushing this background check bullshit and all this other stuff. Because at some point, you lose your message when you continue to beat a dead horse with the same stick. Your message gets lost. And no matter how many videos you post about it, how many fucking pictures you show about it, isn't going to change the solution. It's not going to stop the crime that is happening to Uber and Lyft drivers or everyday people. Wake the fuck up. Get out of your utopia that you live in. Maybe because you sit on your ass all day at home, you really don't do nothing, so you don't see real society, or you just have this fucked up mindset that, you know, this is Star Trek and we all live in this great fucking utopia world, maybe like Demolition Man or something. I don't fucking know. But if somebody has, you know, an actual real answer to my question, feel free to put it in the comments. Remember, you are the crave your own destiny. Nobody's going to do it for you. Goodbye.